He turned 4 years of bullying into a $12,000 painting. What made the high school legend become a legend? Every school has one. That kid people still talk about 10 years after graduation. Ours was a guy named Jonah Whitfield, and what he did at our senior talent show is still the most insane thing I've ever seen happen on a stage. But to understand the talent show, you have to understand what Jonah went through for 4 years first. Jonah transferred to our school freshman year. He was skinny, wore glasses that were always crooked, had this quiet voice that made teachers ask him to repeat himself constantly. He sat in the back of every class and drew in a sketchbook he carried everywhere. Within the first week, Trent Donovan decided Jonah was his project. Trent was a football player, not the star, just big enough and mean enough that nobody challenged him. He started small, knocking Jonah's books off his desk, calling him Skeleton Boy in the hallways because he was so thin, flicking his ear in class when the teacher wasn't looking. Jonah never reacted, just picked up his books, adjusted his glasses, kept drawing. By sophomore year, it had escalated. Trent would shove Jonah into lockers between classes, trip him in the cafeteria. One time, he grabbed Jonah's sketchbook and ripped pages out in front of everyone, drew crude images on the torn pages, and passed them around. Jonah just picked up the pieces, smoothed them out, put them back in the book. People started telling him to fight back. He never did. Some kids thought he was weak. Others thought he just didn't care. But I sat behind him in English, and I could see his hands shaking every time Trent walked into the room. He cared. He just didn't show it. Junior year, Trent found Jonah's Instagram. Jonah had been posting his drawings, portraits mostly, really detailed, actually incredible. He had about 200 followers and a few comments from art teachers at colleges saying his work showed real promise. Trent screenshotted every drawing and reposted them with captions mocking them. Skeleton Boy thinks he's Picasso. This is what mental illness looks like. Tell me you have no friends without telling me you have no friends. Jonah's follower count doubled, but not in a good way. Comments flooded in. Laughing emojis. Clown emojis. People from other schools joining in. He deleted his account overnight. 200 drawings. 3 years of work. Gone in one evening because of a guy who couldn't throw a football more than 20 yards. The worst part? Nobody said anything. Not the kids who liked his art. Not the teachers who saw the posts. Not a single person stood up and said, "This is wrong." Silence from every direction. I asked him about it once. Quietly. After class. "Why don't you report him?" He looked at me. I did. Freshman year. Sophomore year. Every time, they say they'll handle it. Nothing changes. Trent's dad is on the Booster Club board. He donates to every sports program. Nobody's going to touch him. That's not fair. I know. He went back to drawing. Senior year. The talent show was announced in October. Sign-ups were open to everyone. Trent signed up immediately. He and 3 other football players did a comedy sketch every year. It was never funny. They just made fun of people while the audience fake laughed because they were scared to not laugh. Then Jonah signed up. That was the moment everything shifted. Word spread in under